Let's now connect with Pashupati Advani of Nirmal Bang Instl Equities. Pashupati, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
5,900 to 6,500. Blink of an eye, 600 points up on the Nifty. For those who thought buy defensive, they are regretting.
That, of course. I mean, I think all the defensives have gone out the window at the moment. But I don't think it's all over yet, because we are kind of in a cloud, and I think we've forgotten about the fact that the rest of the world is not quite moving with us. So we've got some euphoria because of the elections. I think traditionally, if you've looked at the run-up towards the elections, our markets have always done well. So let's see what happens in a month from now.
Are you not worried about both Infosys as well as TCS coming out with warnings?
Well, obviously. I mean, I think, the party is obviously going to finish. And the other thing is that the rupee has also got stronger in the last few days. So it's gone from, 62 to close to, to 60 and something. So I think that also is putting some sort of a lid on what's happening in both those spaces. But TCS is obviously a lot more optimistic than Infosys for some reason. And we actually see TCS more in people's faces. And I think one of the big things that the Tatas have managed to do by making all their global acquisitions is they no longer need to be invited to the table. Everyone knows who they are. Whereas Infosys is still, not quite as well known.
Your page 3 logic is right.
Well, obviously, I think that
they are joining a party.
No, they are joining a party. And you see, again, what are people looking at from the outside? They're looking for good governance. Tata is equal to good governance. Likewise, the KMB group has also been associated with good governance. So those are the companies that are going to attract the money. And I think people are looking more and more at governance norms than, and even given what has happened with Maruti and Suzuki, I mean, that's a disappointment in an index stock. They would rather sort of give money to the people who actually are doing the right thing.
Would you buy Tata Steel at sub 350? It's got chorus. You got China. We don't know what will happen to domestic capacity. It is fully integrated, which means if iron ore prices come down, Tata Steel will take a knock. What is the fundamental logic here?
The fundamental logic for buying both Tata Steel is very simple, and any kind of cement company, is that if infrastructure spending starts again, people have to buy steel and they have to buy cement, and therefore people are looking at buying Tata Steel. I personally think that it's a little ahead of the time, because even though I strongly feel that Narendra Modi will come to power, but it will be a rough road, but he will come to power, I don't think the journey is going to be that easy. There's lots of potholes on the way. And if they're anything like Bombay municipal potholes, we're going to have lots of fun.
God help. You just talked about Maruti. Does the conviction and clarification from the management over the weekend also not give you any clarity? And are there still question marks? And would you still stay away from Maruti?
See, again, I think the issue with Maruti is that as far as demand and supply is concerned, it's definitely the number one producer, and it is a low-cost producer, and therefore it will do well. This governance kind of jumped up at everyone. But again, if you're a foreign investor, you can even buy Suzuki, so you're not particularly bothered. Yeah. It's only the local mutual funds that have actually got upset about it. Because...
But they've said they're going to now take a vote from the minority shareholders as well.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, the point is that all these things are okay. They'll take the vote today. But then what happens future? I mean, the fact is that they've actually decided to do it alone, something that they couldn't have even envisaged 2 years ago, because going into Gujarat alone as a multinational, today they've done a backdoor entry into Gujarat.
Does telecom interest you at all, Pashupati?
Yeah, I think so. I've been a great believer that the ARPUs are going to shift simply because of data, and it's a gradual shift. But with smartphones coming down in price, this will suddenly tip. And out of the whole pack, I actually like Idea out of the whole lot. So I think that's
at the current levels.
Even at the current levels.
What about competition from WhatsApp, free messaging services? I'll give you a number to really mull on. Telecom companies globally lost $35 billion of revenue only because of WhatsApp. So where is the future of data?
No, I mean, you need data to participate in WhatsApp.
Yeah, you're forgetting the $750 per month rental that they already charge us. Irrespective.
I mean, how many SMSs are we guys sending?
No, I don't see the
if
SMS
I send you
market.
SMS, you don't reply back. You reply me back on WhatsApp.
No, true. But the point today is that even if you take 1,000 SMSs, is 30 rupees today. So it's not that people have some value for SMS. And in the US, for example, all plans have unlimited SMS, which is why the US hasn't migrated to WhatsApp. But the fact of the matter is that, I don't think it's that. It's just, as Aisha says, the 750 a month that could become 1,000 a month. Yeah. As people start using more and more data. And, you leave these apps on and suddenly, what used to be okay as 1 GB, today if you're using less than 3 in a month, it's suddenly seems less. And then they start charging you above 3. Either they knock it down and the pace becomes very slow, or, it just...
2 for some telecom operators. 2 MB and you start getting SMSs.
2, 3, you start getting SMSs.
Okay, 102 rupees down for TCS. The 52-week high for TCS was 2384. Let's understand the TCS communication. Q4 will be bad, but FY15 will be better than FY14. Q4 is bad because India business is slowing down. Why is India business slowing down? Because there is no decision making. What is wrong with that communication? I think that is a perfectly normal communication. Does the stock deserve to crack the 100 rupees?
Well, no, I think it's also a movement out of IT into other stocks. I mean, we've had banking stocks go up. Okay, tell me, is there any reason for banking stocks to go up just because, say, for example, SBI announces it's going to sell 6,000 crores worth of its debt to ourselves? Well, fine. So the shift is happening. But the point is that I think the shift is more because of out of telecom and to some extent pharma. But I would say telecom as a front line and into, infrastructure and banks where you're seeing some movement from the people who are willing to take the bets to get the return.
But the question, really, Pashupati, is how long is this shift going to play out? Is it only the build-up to the elections and then do we see a sell-off? That's the big question. Or does this party continue post-elections as well?
No, I think what people are looking at is taking the shift and then trying to shift back at the right time. And what the right time is it before the elections, during the elections, while the seats are done, or maybe you wait till after the elections and see what happens. But I think that there are some people who are saying, okay, you're looking at these IT stocks at 30x and 40x, therefore let's just take a step back, let's get out of them, let's try to get into defensives and then, try and reverse back to make the money. And it's an incremental differentiator money that everyone's looking at.
So who will eventually win?
Hopefully
it's musical chairs. You go on till the end.
The problem is we're getting some net inflow, but we're not getting the net inflow that everyone is going to win. So we are getting